Hey guys, Rod here for day trade investors. So let's see what happened on the stock market today. So we're starting with SPY, the S&P 500. As I told you yesterday, the S&P 500 would explore again the support at the 432 level to 430, right? And I even put my stop loss at 430 just in case it hit my stop loss. I would be leaving the trade, but it never did. It went back again to the 433 level. It spent some time also on the 434 level and found support on the 5 EMA and the 20-day moving average. Okay, so let's see what happened to the NASDAQ. On the NASDAQ happened exactly what I told you guys yesterday. We had this bearish trend, and as soon as the price touched the bearish trend line, what happened? It was rejected. So it went back down. It's kind of psychology, really, because today was a volatile day in the market. CPI data came actually higher than expected. So there was also unemployment and a lot of things going on also with the war and the oil. So we're going to talk about the oil later. But anyway, the NASDAQ actually closed exactly where it opened yesterday. And also look at that, found support on the 50-day moving average, on the 20-day moving, and the 20-day moving average. And keep in mind that the Bollinger Bands are squeezing, so we may see some ranging market in the near future. So what happened today now to the Dow Jones Industrial Average? So the Dow Jones Industrial Average was rejected by the 200-day moving average, also rejected by the 20-day moving average. Keep in mind, this is still a bearish momentum here because the 20-day moving average has been negatively sloping. So this should be respected. But the Dow Jones also had a kind of a bullish temporary momentum here, so a short-term bullish momentum. And despite the fact it was a big bearish day, it never really touched the bearish, the bullish trend. So, oh yeah, look at that. The Dow Jones also closing above, well, almost all the exponential moving averages. So not really such a bearish day, was it? But this is not the same now for IWM, the Russell 2000, the small caps. Whoosh, boy. Oh, where do we start here? The IWM is about to enter on the death cross, where the 50-day moving average is going to cross under possibly the 200-day moving average. And as such, it had a big bearish day today, the IWM, although we also have a very short-term bullish trend here, and it kind of touched a little bit, but was rejected. We also have a very big support on 170. If you were able to short IWM today, congratulations. You probably had a good day shorting IWM, although I'm going to alert on something. If you're going to short, make it a day trade because there is a big support zone here on 170 for IWM. And hey, if IWM really cross under 170, IWM will probably really capitulate, and the dev crossover will be the right prophecy for whatever is going to happen to IWM in the future. But so far, no. Okay? Keep in mind something. Let me remind you, shorting is dangerous. You may lose a lot shorting. Stocks, ETFs, whatever. So there is an option for IWM. And if you're day trading IWM, right, you should consider, in my opinion, the SRTY, which is the inverse ETF for IWM, Look at this. While IWM went down, okay, the SR2Y went up. So this is a much safer, quote unquote, short for IWM. Of course, you can always buy put contracts or even better put debit spreads, but not everybody knows about options, and options are more complex to manage than stocks. Stocks only have, you manage only the delta on stocks, right? But options, there are four components called Greeks that you should manage. And this makes just everything more complex. But when you have this option to, well, when you have the alternative to buy an equity that's inverse to another one, I seriously think this is a safer option. And look at that. Here we're about to have a golden cross on SRTY. And on the IWM, we're about to have a death cross. All right, what else? VIX. So VIX went up real time today, big time. I mean, it went up to 18, but was quickly rejected. So VIX closed today at 1672. So not really good news for the bears. So VIX found some support here, the 50-day moving average. The Bollinger Bands are now squeezing, okay? VIX was also rejected in the midday by the 200-day moving average. It's funny that that was the same set of the moving averages we had on the first technical analysis class, so I just had to mention this. Quite interesting. So the futures today were kind of flat, not really much happened on the futures, and the new futures day is opening now with a bullish candle. Well, kind of bullish, maybe flat a little bit. Okay, the oil may represent some good news for the inflation. So if the Fed is watching this, oil and gas prices were the main driver for inflation back in August. So they were the biggest offenders for the inflation. And oil futures are plunging here. So there is a negative sloping 20-day moving average. Oil now, well, oil almost touched the lower band of the Bollinger Bands. It tried to go up, but now this region may represent a considerable resistance for oil future prices. So good news for the gas pumps. We cannot take a break of the high fuel prices, right? So what else you got? So if we go back to the stocks we're trading, Palantir, it again is facing this big resistance and the 1829 level. Palantir had a nice profit since the time we started trading. So stop here kind of at 12.5%. Let me see if I can move this real quick, the price range, okay? Oh, not a long position. I want to move the price range. Okay, I sold Palantir today. I realized some profit at the 13.5% level. Sorry, I didn't have time to update the group. So SPY, we already mentioned SPY. The TQQs had a very bearish day, but was rejected right there at the 20-day moving average, went up again and found some solace and support on the 50-day moving average. So that's good news for us. We are, sorry, I was interrupted. So again, on the triple Q, we're halfway there, our price target, although this Bollinger Band now squeezing, I may actually close triple Q before the target, and new opportunities may actually happen in the future. So triple Q is always a nice option on a bullish market, and I should certainly go back to the triple Q again. Meta also had a kind of a bearish day. It tried to break the resistance level at 322, the same one it broke yesterday, but was rejected and closed the day almost up the resistance level. And well, to keep in mind here that, well, something is going on with Meta. Not only is on top of all the moving averages, but Meta also burst through the Bollinger Bands. So I may close Meta tomorrow, but we should see what's going to happen tomorrow. NVIDIA was also, well, NVIDIA had a kind of a doji here. It tried to break through the support zone, but it couldn't. The price was rejected and came back and closed on top of the resistance zone. So this is quite great news for NVIDIA. And look at that, on NVIDIA, the Bollinger Bands are starting to expand now. So this is good news for NVIDIA. Whoever is playing NVIDIA should be happy about it. So guys, it's not all doom and gloom. I still favor we're going to be bullish in October, but the stock market really doesn't care what I think. We should keep watching IWM and adjusting our expectations and our trade management according to price action. So thank you so much for watching. This is Rod. Happy trades, everybody. See you tomorrow.